Thanks for tuning in to Valiant Customs. I'm Steve. This video, we're gonna hopefully put the front coil springs in the front of this. Sorry, I got a little cold, so might be a little muffled, but we're gonna try and put the springs in the front of this. They were supposed to be in today, and FedEx still isn't here, so not exactly sure where we're gonna go, but we gotta keep moving on it, right? Gotta keep moving, keep that hustling going. All right, so on the last video, we did the bed, or painted the bed with tractor paint and everything. This video, if I can't get to the springs, I wanna try and get the gauge cluster put in and run a wire to the fuel sending unit so that the fuel gauge works. I'm supposed to have a oil pressure gauge line coming in for it. Again, that's, I believe, on FedEx as well. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wing it, I guess. So let's go ahead and get started. For transparency reasons, I just want to let you guys know that it's a couple days later. I didn't do anything. I did the intro, and then that was pretty much about it. I was a little frustrated that the springs weren't here that day, but they're here. There's one. I put the other one on the other side there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on those today, and should have them installed. I don't think it's gonna take that long to do them, but I probably just jinxed myself, and it's gonna take the rest of the time till this video comes out to get them done, probably. Who knows? So let's get started. I just want to do a real quick kind of walkthrough on what I'm going to do. This bowl here, I'm going to take that out so that this arm can go down. I'm going to try to not undo as much as possible. So I'll undo the shock, the sway bar link, or the sway bar here. I'll probably undo that, and then I'm going to leave the tie rod hooked to it. I'm not going to loosen the top. I'm not worried about loosening the top ball joint, but I am going to loosen the bottom ball joint and then let the arm drop down. I don't know if that's a better or safer way, but I'm not replacing the spindles or anything, so I don't see any reason to go ahead and undo any of this. I just need that arm right there to drop down far enough to get that spring out of there. Okay, I'll bring you back. I'll put some hyperdrive as I do. Well guys, I thought that this video was gonna be on switching out the springs. Well, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I've got as far as switching out the passenger side spring. But I put the spring in. Oh, and sorry about the battery dying before I got the installation of everything. But anyways, so I've got the spring in, and when I put it down, I'm like, it doesn't look like it dropped 3 inches. In fact, I got my tape measure out and I measured it, and it only dropped it about 1 inch. So I'm like, what the heck? So I'm bouncing on it, like, okay, it'll fix itself or whatever. I thought maybe the stabilizer bar, stuff like that. But what I did was I ended up taking the other spring that I got and laid it next to the stock spring on the driver's side to see what the difference was. Well, I don't know if I can show you right now on this or not, but well, you guys probably can't. Well, you can see a little bit of it. Let me take you off here and show you. So I took them out and I put them next to each other, and there's only about 1 inch difference, something like that, inch and a half, something like that. There. So I'm like, what the heck? So I ended up, let me turn you back around. So I ended up calling, well, I'm gonna give the name of the company I went through now. It was Switch Suspension. I called them, asked them what was going on with it. It was like, did I get the wrong one sent to me or whatever? I've been waiting a month and a half for these things. So they're like, well, nope, your numbers match up to what you got sent. It's, well, what do you have? He said, is it a C30 with a big block? I'm like, no. I said, it's a C20 with a small block. He's like, oh, okay, there's the problem. He said, and it looks here like you ordered the C20s for a big block, or the springs for C20 with a big block. He's like, that's why you're only getting 1 inch of drop. Those are 3 inch if you have a big block. I'm like, okay, well, what's my options? He's like, well, you can pack them up and send them back as long as they're still new. I'm like, well, one isn't installed and one is installed. He's like, well, are they scratched? And I'm like, I told him, I said, well, I'm sure the bottom is. I had to put it into the lower control arm. They're gonna get scratched on the bottom and stuff. So, I mean, the paint's gonna be scratched. But, all right, anyways. So needless to say, these springs aren't going in it. I'm taking them back out. I'm gonna take the stock ones. I'm just gonna cut a coil, maybe 2 coils off of them, stick them back in there, and go from there. The guy told me, he's like, thing is, if you cut the coil off the new springs, there's still gonna be such a tight, that tension's still gonna be there where it's probably not gonna be right. It's still gonna be set up for a big block. I was like, okay. So it's gonna be a rough ride. So I'm just gonna take the stock ones and cut them down. Or, you know what? I don't even know. I might order the half-ton ones and put these ones on Marketplace or something. I mean, because I don't have the money for it, so I got to do something to make up the difference, or you know, to get them. Then he says, well, we've got the small block ones in stock. We all along or whatever. I'm like, you guys kept telling me that, and I kept telling you that I mean, I told you what I had, but you said they were half-ton small block springs. He said, yeah, but they're basically what they are is they're half-ton, 2-inch lowering springs. When you put them in the 3/4 tons small block, it'll end up giving you a 3-inch drop. So just so you guys know, if you have a 3/4 ton, the C20, you can use 1/2 ton 2-inch springs and you'll get the 3-inch drop, which is exactly, I guess, what Switch does. Anyways, I'm not mad at Switch. I mean, I'm more upset with myself because sure enough, I went back in on my order. I read the fine print way down at the bottom, you know, way down here on your screen. And it said for big block vehicles, for small block vehicles, use C10 2-inch lowering springs. Oh my goodness, this is such a headache right now. All right, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm really sorry about all this, but I gotta figure something out. This may be the end of this video. It may not be. It depends on when I can get parts or how I go about it and everything. So, anyways, I'll bring you back. Thanks for listening to me rant. I feel a lot better now. All right, folks. Well, I got it lowered. I'm not happy with the way I lowered it. I will be getting the correct springs, but I wanted it lowered in this video. So I went ahead and I cut 2 coils off of the stock springs, and with the tensile strength, I think is what I want to say, the springs just, there's only like that much room between, you know, what, an inch, something like that, 1.5 inches between the rubber bump stop and the upper cup. But hey, I think I'm gonna show you what I got going on here. It's lowered. Let me turn you around and show you. All right, you guys ready? Okay, here we go. There she is. Wish I could pull her outside right now, but move this out of the way. There she is in all her glory right now. I do want to get, like I said, I want to get the proper springs for the front, and I'm thinking it still needs some drop spindles, because looks like it's got that little that squat going on it. So I mean, if I did leave it like that, it's not too bad, but it is a squat, and I don't want no squat on it. So I will probably be getting spindles also for this, but that's gonna be probably much later on, for the fact that, well, let me bring you back. That's gonna be much later on that I get the spindles, because I gotta save the money. I mean, those things aren't cheap. They're for a 1/2 ton, or for a 3/4 ton or a 1 ton, them spindles are $450 to, I think I saw up to like $800, something like that. So I gotta save up some coins. So, but it is gonna get spindles before I do give it away, and I'll have video of it with spindles and, you know, all that good stuff, and the correct springs. But like I said, I wanted it lowered in this video. So I really hope that you guys like the video. Please like, comment. If you've made it this far, you might as well subscribe to see the rest of my shenanigans on all my other videos and my videos to come. But anyways, I just want to say thank you very much, and God bless, and I will catch you on the next one.